Yo, what up, guys? What's up? What's up? How y'all guys doing? What's up, Sagato? Got Sagato in the house. What's up, Cristal? How y'all night going? Y'all doing good today? On this, what, Thursday? Is it Thursday? Damn. Wednesday, Thursday? I don't know why, man. For some reason, yeah, it's not Wednesday. It is Thursday. Got all my days mixed up. Um, but yeah, man, how y'all guys doing? It is gonna be, pretty much, guys, on this stream. I'm gonna be picking all the parts of a gaming rig that I'm gonna build. I'm gonna be streaming that on what day did I say? April 12th, I believe, which is 2 weeks from now. Or yeah, I guess from Friday. But yeah, 2 weeks from Friday. So I'm gonna be picking out the components, um, kind of walk through the process. So obviously, guys, if y'all guys are new, for me, this is probably my I don't know. All the computers I have here, I built myself. Streaming computer, I built. My gaming rig, I built. I got another old computer that I use as a server. I built myself. Um, and then I have had some other ones that I didn't build. They're pre-built, not pre-built. Like an old HP, but obviously did a lot of upgrades to it throughout the years and so forth. But either way, again, hardware. I'm a software guy at the end of the day, but I know enough, I guess, about hardware to build stuff, right? So doing good. How about you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, what's up, Sagato? I got my account back. Yes, man. Yep. You know what? I haven't done that, but I do need to. You know what? Let me do it real quick before I forget. But yeah. I saw that. I saw your email, which is awesome. So what actually happened there, Sagato? Did Twitch help you out, or were you able to get in contact with somebody in Twitch, or like what? How did that come to be? I guess for you to get your account back, which is awesome, dude. I mean, that's pretty good. Because it seemed like at one point, I'm just kind of curious. So in your old account, did they can you merge accounts, I guess? Like I know you had I don't know, whatever you got on your new account. I don't know if you have any subs on your new accounts or biddies or things of that nature. Is there a way to like merge that to all for to one account, I guess? Just kind of curious how that works, because that would kind of suck if you can't, and then you cannot cash out on that on the new account. Um, Let me see, where is it at? Where's the mods at? Um, Here it goes. Oh, you know what? You send me the new link. Let me find it real quick. Um, let's see. All right, I think you found it. All right, cool. So you got added. Oh, I see what it is. Your new one, you had to add like a few O's at the end of it, but the original one is pretty much just with 1 0. That's what it is. Um, Twitch support helped me out. Nice, dude. All right, well that's good. They finally helped you out. I'm not sure of merging, but I got a plan for that other account. Okay, cool, cool, man. Well, that's good to hear, man. That they're able to help you out with that. Um, yeah, cause I wasn't sure how that would play out, man. I know for YouTube, um, obviously if you're like a big content creator, they have like dedicated account managers. But for everybody else, yeah, I have no idea what the hell. Like, yeah, like I'm not a big content creator on YouTube, but that is for me. That's kind of where I have more a lot of action on YouTube, because of the video that I have put out throughout the years and so forth, right? And kind of been building up a small following, which is a lot harder on YouTube. I feel like than on Twitch. It's hard on Twitch too, man. I gotta say, I think what makes it hard on Twitch is YouTube. There's these cycles, I feel like, where they kind of push your stuff, and you don't have to be live, right? You can make a video and you put it out there, and then YouTube could push it every so often, and sometimes you could get a nice little hit and get a lot of followers, stuff like that, right? With Twitch, it's kind of more you as the content creator, you have to go bring people to your channel, because they don't really. It seems like they don't push it or they don't promote it, um, which is very odd, right? Um, because they do promote some people, but obviously for me, it seems like the people they promote on the front page, it's like, dude, they have like 1,000, a couple hundred, or a couple thousand viewers. So it's like they're trying to promote their money makers. They really don't have a good system to promote newcomers, or people that are just grinding it out. And I don't know, man. It would be cool if they could build something to kind of have a more organic finding of other people, right? um but yeah, man, that's one of the things that they kind of lack, I feel like. So all right, guys. So again, what I'm gonna be doing, guys, we're gonna go through the parts. Obviously, like anything, right? Computers have so many parts. So we're gonna go through the list of which parts. I'm using PC Part Picker. Now, here's the cool thing: if you never used this before, because maybe you never built a computer before, this is where. So I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my first time using PC Part Picker as a build. I used it before, obviously playing around with it, stuff like that, just kind of looking at stuff. But this is my first time using it to actually build a PC. Most of the time when I build a PC, like when I build my streaming computer or my gaming computer or whatever, I kind of know what parts I want, and I know which motherboards are compatible with my CPU and all that stuff. So because of that, I just pick the parts, right? And then I just order them. But what makes PC Part Picker very, very cool, especially for somebody that's kind of new, that's trying to learn and so forth, is as you pick components, it it filters down like the options for, let's say, your motherboard and memory and etc., based on whatever's compatible with that. Kind of give an example. Let's say I'm gonna go with an AMD CPU. So what happens is when I select an AMD CPU, my motherboard selections by default is going to be, it's only going to show me motherboards that could work with my CPU, right? So they're going to show me old motherboards, especially if I buy a new chipset, AMD chipset. It's going to show me motherboards that most likely going to be new motherboards um, that fit that chipset. And since I'm going to be dealing with AMD, again, it'll give me motherboard that fits the AMD socket. Which is, again, it's cool because one of the challenges I feel like people have anytime they're going to build a new PC, it's not as simple as, hey, I got a motherboard, I got a CPU, I'm good to go. It's like you got to figure out if these CPUs compatible, like does it even fit in the same socket as this motherboard. That's number one. But number two, who you also got to deal with, it's not as simple as, hey, this is an Intel motherboard and I got an Intel chipset. Now you got to deal with, again, how I mentioned the sockets, right? Is it compatible? Intel is very notorious not to be compatible on different generations. So like kind of give an example, Intel right now is on Gen 14, generation 14 chipsets, which is one of their, when you look at their chipsets, it's all like 14. It starts with 14, right? The number 14 on it is like an i9 14 900K, i7. Most people know the Intel chipset by like i5, or what is it, i3, i5, i7, i9. But within those, which obviously the higher the number, the more powerful the CPU. But there's a generation number associated with it as well. Like let's say an i7 14 700K. The 14 is the generation, and 700 is obviously like the make, right? You know, in this case, it's i7, so it's a 700 model, and then you have K, and I'm trying to think what the other one is, like K something else. Um, and I mean, there's some difference to that, but not much. But just kind of keep it simple. That's kind of how they separate the chipsets. AMD obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but AMD has um, their generation right now, their newest generation that just literally came out in February, I believe, last month or so. They're in the 8000 series now. So their previous generation was 7000. Their newest generation of chipset, which just came out in February, and not all the chipsets for that 8000 had came out yet. Only a few. Like the high end ones have not came out yet. I believe those may come out during summer or fall of this year. But the one that did came out, it's what I would consider more like mid range. You know, if you're looking to build a mid range PC, kind of fits in that bucket. Um, oh, that's cool. So it's automatically compatible for yeah, dude. So that's what makes it pretty cool. Because of that. So what I guess let's kind of play around with it, right? We'll go through it, play around with it. Let's see. So again, this is gonna be for PC build, guys. I want to build. The goal here is gonna be mid range. I am gonna be testing some things out. One of the things I'm gonna be testing out, and this is why I'm gonna go towards the specific CPU, but we'll kind of look through the list real quick. So I'm gonna click on CPU, and these are all the models. You can tell there's a lot of CPUs. I don't know how many are shown on here, but there's probably 100. You can tell there's 14 pages of it. A lot of these, see how we were talking about earlier about the i7 11 700K, 14 700F. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about the F and the K. There is a difference, but for now, to keep it simple, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But I guess just to make it simple, the main difference is the K has integrated a GPU on the chipset. So, kind of, for example, when you buy a computer, let's say like a normal work computer, right, a Dell or something like that, most of the time these do not have a graphics card, right? They just have a CPU, you know, very basic components, right? It has a CPU though. Well, that CPU has what's called integrated graphics, which means the CPU has a graphics card. Think of it that way, right? It has graphics chipset on the CPU. So, which is why you could connect the monitor and be able to use it for, let's say, you know, for whatever, browsing the web, maybe watching Netflix or whatever. It's not really designed to be used for gaming per se, but it's designed to give you video output without needing the power of a GPU, right? Like, you know, basic stuff, right? Browsing the web, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, maybe. Again, just basic stuff. Um, what up, Xbox? I don't think you can overclock a F series. No, you can't. I'm with you that I'm aware of. I don't think you can either. I personally don't ever get the F of CPUs for like Intel, and then again, the main reason why is because I always add my GPU to my builds, right? So in my case, it's not well, let me rephrase it. My bad. My bad. I got it backwards. I always get the K model, and that does come with integrated graphics, as you could tell. But the K is the one you can overclock that I'm aware of. At least on mine, I have overclocked them before, and I believe that one, I know for a fact you can. The Fs is the one that I think you're right. I will have to confirm, but I believe you are right. You cannot overclock, and you could tell by the wattage. This one's 65 watts, and again, this is the older generation, so the newer generation still probably be maybe a little bit less, but actually, I think it's more. I believe the i9 models require a lot of power, if I recall correctly. But um, either way, just kind of give you some basics of when it comes to like the models. You could tell this 6700K. This is the old generation GPU, right? And that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes you may find something where it may seem like, oh, it's an i7, but don't, like, if you were to buy a new gen, even like an i5, for example, 1300K, um, like 1400, um, 14, what is it, 14 500K, for example, chipset. That would be way more powerful than something that's like years old generation wise. You got to watch out for that. But again, in our case, I'm 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 gonna be doing. It's gonna be a completely AMD chipset, AMD everything. The GPU gonna be AMD. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do to kind of filter on the side, right? Let's focus on AMD right now. Still a lot of CPUs, right? Some of these are very old generation, 1800X. That's pretty old. So what I'm gonna do next is we could filter by the socket, or we could filter by um, graphics. And again, I am getting one that has internal graphics, but I'm doing it for a reason, because this new chipset, the 780M, the performance is supposed to be way better. So I'm going to be doing some testing on some gaming on that to see how good is it, right? When it comes to gaming, can one really game with that chipset? And if we can game, to what level? Is it going to be good for 1080p gaming? Which I'm right now, my expectation is yes, you could do mid settings and be able to game on 1080p without a problem. That's what I'm expecting. But again, we'll find out if that's the case or not. So we'll see how that works out. Yo, what's up, Squid? We got Squid in the house. What's up? What's up? So, but another way to look at it, because again, dude, if you're brand new, you may not know like what do I buy, what do I need to get, and so forth. So, obviously, what I'm gonna do to try to make it simpler, like the way I would view it would be, trying to see if it had like by year, or you know what, this is probably the more easiest option, right? So we have Ryzen 3, 5, and 7. So I'm gonna focus on. But you know what? It's not that. What is it? Yeah, I'm gonna focus on Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7 for now. So at least that narrowed down my list. I don't know what. Yeah, 5 and 7. Made it a little bit shorter, one page at least. These are all pretty old towards the bottom. Let's see what are the ones on top. So there. So now we're done with Ryzen 7. 7800, 7600, Ryzen 5. So this generation here, the 7000 series generation, um, this came out. When did it come out, man? Has it been like 3 years already? 2.5 years, 3 years maybe? I'm trying to think on when that actually came out. That that chipset. So let me see. The 7000 series chipset. So that came out in 2022. So it's about September. It came out in the September timeframe. So about a year and a half, getting close to 2 years. This generation, which is still good. Still, so I wouldn't like. I don't think it's a bad buy, right? If you want to get a 7600X as an example or something like that. The one that I'm going to be focused on, and the reason why I'm focused on this specific model, which is a newer model, the 8000 series, this is what came out in February. It just got released. This does have the integrated chipset, and that integrated chipset that it has, which is the 780M, supposed to be drastically increased from previous generation, which is 750M maybe, or something, or 760M. I think that's what it is, the previous generation. And this is supposed to be like double the performance and so on. So the mindset behind this is supposed to be boost, which here goes right here. This one, this Ryzen, is it this one? Ryzen 7 86. No, it's not this one. It is this one, the Ryzen 8600G. I hate this model, dude. I don't know why they made it 8600. I really would have liked it better, more like, I don't know, keep it more like 8700, maybe 8500 or something like that. But either way, it's this model here. So this is the no, hold on, damn it, it's not this model. It is this model. It is going to be this one. It is this the 780M. Let's make sure that that's the only one they have, which I believe it is. Okay. Yep. So we're gonna go with this one. Um, the reason why I'm going with this chipset is I'm going to be doing some. I just do YouTube based on my budget. Let's see. So the reason why I'm going with this chipset is because of the internal graphics that it has. Again, I'm not expecting the internal graphics to game in 4K. Honestly, I want to test out to see can it game in mid to low settings 1440p. I don't know. That's going to be a push. It may be able to do it. Again, it may be able to do it. And that's where I want to test out. Because I think in some games, it can probably do it. Like, good example, probably Fortnite as an example, right? I think with the internal graphics card at low settings, it may be able to do some 1440p. But my realistic expectation is going to be 1080p at medium settings, maybe even high settings on some games like Fortnite as an example. Other games like COD, Halo, I would expect the expectation is medium settings, 1080p, be able to get 100 FPS, maybe even 110, 115, which again, dude, that is not bad for buying a chipset, right? Again, CPU that has integrated graphics, and if you're able to get that kind of performance from that, dude, that's not bad at all, man. Like it really isn't. I think at that point, I'm like, if it, this is the way I look at it. Somebody who's brand new, who's trying to game, they just want to get their foot in the door, but they don't want to spend $1,000 plus on a PC build, and they know that I'm only going to be gaming Fortnite and maybe a few other games that are, not as intense. And on top of that, they're okay on gaming on 1080p, which a lot of people are still gaming 1080p. So it's not like everybody's gaming on 1440p or 4K, and they're okay with that. This will be a budget PC, man. This will be for somebody to spend money on this chipset and don't even have to buy a graphics card. Be able to get some solid gaming 1080p, and then it will be very budget friendly. Because at that point, you just buy this, the motherboard, obviously your SSD and your RAM. But again, and we'll see how much it costs. Right? We'll see how much the overall cost would be. But this will be a solid bit. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? Yeah, finally PCS, man. Going through everything. So this is gonna be the chipset I'm gonna be getting. It's gonna be the Ryzen 7 8700G. This chipset brand new. Literally got released in February, I believe. I want to say late February. And what are we now? March. So dude, it's only been released maybe a month, or for some reason I want to say a little bit longer, maybe like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but it just got released this year. Um, but the main reason why I'm getting it though is for the integrated graphics, because I do want to be able to test it out, and I do want to see how good it does. The reason why I'm picking Fortnite, because right now, dude, without a doubt, Fortnite is one of those games that I feel a lot of people are playing. And there's no doubt if somebody wants to get into gaming and PC, that probably gonna be one of the games they'll be gaming on. And if you could play that game with this chipset at decent settings, dude, I think it's a winner in my opinion. But again, we'll test it out with some other games. Like I will say, COD. I play COD, so I'm gonna test it out with COD. So let's go ahead and add this bad boy. We're gonna add this to our list. Um, you're not going for a dedicated CPU and GPU. So I am. I am gonna add a GPU to it. So it's not that I'm not adding a GPU. I am gonna add a GPU. But I'm getting this chipset because I want to do some testing without a GPU first, and then be able to test it out. And I want to see what kind of performance I could get on gaming 1080p, for example, to be able to see if this is something that's worth it for people, to recommend people like, hey, if you're really trying to get into budget gaming on a PC, you know, by budget, maybe $600, something like that, $700. This could be an option potentially, right? Like I have my expectations of what I'm expecting this CPU with integrated graphics to do, but I know it's not going to be nothing crazy, right? I'm not expecting 4K. Honestly, I'm not really truly expecting 1440p, even though I am going to test it out and see what it could do. But either way, to answer your question, I am going to be buying a GPU as well. So, but I'm buying this one because I do want to do some testing with it. Would you say LOL ads? What do you mean by ads? There are a lot of ads rolling or something, or um, yes. And also, guys, if you're a subscriber, type in the add command in the chat, and I will make sure to get your names added to the giveaway list. And actually, guys, I actually forgot to add y'all from previous, so I would make sure. I'll make sure. I got the list. I just haven't done it, but I'll get y'all added, and I'll remind myself be at the end of the stream, and I'll get y'all guys added to the main giveaway list if you're a subscriber. And again, that giveaway is going to be happening April 19th. April 19th, guys. I am, when it comes to this PC build, whenever we built it, the day of the stream, which is 2 weeks from now, I'm going to give y'all, I'm going to give y'all some insight on how you could participate. Like, how can you join that giveaway, the PC build giveaway. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna open up, you want to call it, right, the entries for that giveaway on the day of the stream, which would be April 12th. That would be the gaming build stream, right, when we actually built it. We're gonna build the computer. So on that stream, I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I guess, on how you could get your name added to that giveaway list. Which again, I'll be giving away the PC during summertime. So now that we got our CPU, now let's go to motherboards, right? Let's go to motherboards. So here's the thing: right off the top, you see B650 and X670, and it should only really be those models across the board. It should be nothing else, right? Everything's X670, B650, B650, blah blah blah, right? And keep in mind, because what PC parts picker is doing is, since I already picked the CPU, now it's just filtering down the compatible motherboards that are compatible with my CPU, right? So that's number one. Um, Now there are different kind of form factors. You could tell you got the mini ITX, micro ATX, and so forth. So obviously those are smaller motherboards. The smaller the motherboard, you could get a small case, or even something that's very compact and small. I'm not going to be doing nothing like that. I'm not going small. I'm going to get something standard, right? A normal case. So I'm, because of that, my form factor is going to just be an ATX. So I'm not going small. So here's another thing too. If you're not familiar, like, you see how we have a B650 and then we have a X670. There's a difference in those two, and to keep it simple, not to go too technical or make things confusing. Anytime you're building a what I call budget to mid-range PC build, um, most likely you're gonna go with the B model, right? The B650 in this case. Um, and then if you're gonna go something more high end, like you want a motherboard that's gonna be high end, all the bells and whistles, and by that I mean it has a many IOs, right? You got a lot of import, a lot of USB ports on the back, even on the for the front connection. The bus speeds it has more of that, so that it could handle more data being transmitted to the motherboard. So again, it's considered more of a high end motherboard. So depending on what you're doing, a lot of the times, again, I think when it comes to gaming, you're not going to see too much of a difference but there's specific games, like probably like Star Citizen as an example, what I have kind of read up on and kind of looked at it a little bit. That's where maybe a motherboard that allows, kind of give you an example. See how it has the memory max as well on some of these. So that's, it's something you want to really um, lean towards if you're dealing with a game that requires a lot of memory, right? In general, right? My opinion, most games, like probably 98% of the games out there, you're good with 32 gigs, even maybe 16. I don't like 16 no more. 16 was like the norm. I feel like maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But honestly, I think nowadays to be more on the safe side, and because a lot of people stream and game on the same computer as well, you're doing both. That's where I like 32 gigs in those cases, because it gives the flexibility. Even if you're just gaming, still give you the flexibility. Hey, if you're gonna be streaming one day, you have some more RAM to help for that. Or if you're playing a game that's very heavy intense on RAM, that extra 16 gigs of RAM from 16 going to 32 makes a difference. So I would recommend starting at 32 gigs. Right. That's my thought, I guess, when it comes to building a gaming rig. But honestly, once you go past 32, I think you're pretty much safe for the most half. Very rare games, man. I think the only one that I'm really aware of is Star Citizen. I think that's that one game where, um, really, if you want a game like in 4K, max out settings, all of that stuff, I have heard people where they do need a lot of RAM and it eats up all that RAM too. So it just depends on the game, right? That you're doing. But either way, guys, because of this, the goal here, we're gonna do a mid-range build, right? Mid-range. Um, we're not gonna go with an X670. I don't think we need that extra power, all that power that we're gonna get out of it. Either. I think we could find something, B650 model. We'll take a look at some gigabyte ones or something. But I think we could find something that's gonna be solid. Um, that was satisfied what we need. So like form factor, let me filter that. I'm gonna get, let's do ATX motherboards. Then let me. So I like gigabyte motherboards. I'm kind of iffy on Asus, man. I have a few Asus motherboards, and I honestly, man, never don't really have issues with them. But man, I have heard a lot of not so good things about the newer Asus motherboards. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on with that. Um, but Gigabyte makes some good motherboards. ASRock maybe. Let's try that one as well. Let's see what we could find. Um, so that's fine. And again, we're gonna go with the B650. So let me see. Can I filter it by? So here's the other thing. We have a B650 and B650E. Again, not to kind of go too much into it, but normally the E, when you're dealing with the B models, the B series, the E means even more budget friendly, which means if we take a look at some of these motherboards with the E at the end, I would expect them to be probably a little bit more on the cheaper end. If there's any here, so like this one right here, B650E, it's 178. And then if we take a look at another B, all of these other ones are B's, right? B650, B650. This one a little bit more, 190, 200, 220, and so on. They're a little bit more, little slightly more. But normally when you deal with the B series, the E normally means it's kind of relates more to like budget friendly. Where when you're dealing with the X670 and you have an E at the end, that is more for like elite. That means it's gonna be more high end, more, you know, IOs, or the list goes on. Maybe you have the 10 gigabit Ethernet port, and whatever. It just has more higher, more bus speeds, and so on and so on, right? So, which is why it costs. You'll see the price be more expensive on those. But we're gonna go somewhere in the middle. We're not going with the E. We're gonna go with the B650. Do I get a chance on the wheel? Let me see. Hold on, my bad, guy. Did I miss something? And so I'm streaming using Restream today. So I just realized I'm not getting no messages showing up on my thing. What the hell's going on? Nothing's showing up. Hmm. My bad, guys. Let me check some things real quick. Sagata with a sub. My bad, dude. I completely missed it. I just realized you sub to the channel. Yes, you do get a spin, man. I don't know. Okay, guys, I apologize. So anybody who is subbing or any activity going on, man, I'm actually streaming. I had to set up my setup differently, and I'm actually not streaming directly on Twitch only. I'm actually using this other service called Restream, and it's streaming to Twitch and YouTube. And I just realized right now I'm not getting any. I see the chats coming over. There it goes. I do see it, and I can see it showing up, but it's I don't hear nothing. I don't like any alerts or anything going on either. Um, so not sure why, but I'll figure that out. But yes, you do get to spin the wheel. You do get to spin the wheel, man. So let's go ahead and do that. I got the wheel open right now. Let's go ahead and spin this bad boy. Let's see what happened here. Let's hit refresh. There it goes. Or maybe not. Yeah, there it goes. Cool. So yes, guys, that is the rule, man. If you subscribe, or you give biddies 200 biddies, or or whatever, like 400 or whatever, for every 200 biddies you get a spin. So, but if you subscribe, you get a spin too. So let's go ahead and spin this wheel, man. Let's see what happens. Let's go. No prize, man. No prize. Sorry, man. No prize this time. Maybe next time, dude. Maybe next time. And again, guys, I kind of have already planned out when it comes to the PC giveaway. It's the entrance for that. There are going to be a few ways to enter into that giveaway. And but again, keep be if you join the stream, the PC build stream in 2 weeks from now, I would let y'all know what that is, like how to participate, um, and kind of give you more insight to that. So let's see. So we have this silver. Let's take a look at this silver one. Um, let's see. Let's take a look at the picture. This is all silver, which is pretty cool. And again, it has enough, ports, as you could tell overall. So I think it's enough. But just kind of giving an example, if we were to go with like the X670 model, the amount of ports we have on here would actually be even more. Like there would be more USB 3.2 or even three, ports as an example. There would be like this one has one USB C, which is right there. On a X670 motherboard, you will probably at least have two USB Cs in the back, at least, maybe even more, but at least two. Um, so yeah, it just kind of depends. Um, Added this one for something the not the blades. So let's go back. So this is actually not bad. I think if we go with this one, the silver, still go with a maybe like a casing that's very clear, so you can see everything. I don't know. Let's take a look at another one real quick. Another motherboard. Let's see what we're dealing with here. So let me make sure the memory max. These all go pretty high. So we have a gray and black, the Eagle. What about this one? Let's take a look at this one. So this one has very little ports, man. I just realized look how many ports this has, dude. It's the amount of ports is very minimal, right? You're literally dealing with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, it works, but man, I'm not. it doesn't work as good, especially if you're gonna be doing like streaming and so forth, right? So let me see if we could find. Let's look at the elite version of that. Same thing, but it's the elite. See, this one has actually more ports, right? This is a little bit more. It costs a little bit more, nothing crazy, but it has it does have a few more ports, which I think is ideal in this case. I actually like this motherboard, man, because it has some black with some gray tones to it. So let's go with this motherboard. Let me go in and add it. Let me go, yeah, let me add it. Get this added. It's 199. Cool. So we have CPU, we have RAM. Where's our total? There it goes. So our total right now is 5. And again, the main reason for this is related to the CPU. I am going to get a GPU for this, but honestly, if I was getting a GPU only for this, I wouldn't probably would not most likely I wouldn't go with this CPU. I would probably go with the Ryzen 5 model, which is like $75 cheaper, maybe something like that, to save a little bit more money. But I do want to do some testing on it. I do want to see how it performs without the integrated GPU, because in my mind, dude, if it performs good enough, I think I may end up doing another build after this one. And again, it'll be more like entry budget friendly CPU type giveaway, right? That's kind of very designed for that. And on that one, I think I will make it a compact. It will, because I don't need a GPU. It would just be a small, like a micro motherboard, um, and everything. It'll be kind of just again small casing, and it'll be something. If anything, I will probably use it for myself, man. Even if I travel and I want to do some streaming while I'm traveling or some gaming, that would be a way to be able to do it without having to take a whole CPU with me when I travel somewhere. So so either way, guys, we got CPU, we got motherboard. Let's look at our memory. So you know what? Before we look at our memory, let me go back. Let me look at this motherboard real quick. So I want to look at the specs of this motherboard. So it has memory speed here, but what I wanted to see was there are different performance speeds. That's what I'm trying to see if it showed that or not. Like for example, if you use this has 4 slots for RAM. If you use all 4 slots, what happens is the speed of your memory may be more like mid-range speed because you're using all 4 slots. But if you want to buy RAM that has a faster speed in the RAM, that may only work by using 2 slots only. So that's kind of one of those differences where it's either you get more RAM, or what you need to do if you want a combination of both, right? You want more RAM, that you want good RAM, a good amount of RAM, but you want that speed. In that case, you need to just get 2 sticks of RAM, buy them at the speed that you want, um, and then make sure that, like in my case, I want 32 gigs, 16 gigs per stick, and that'll give me a total of 32 gigs of RAM, and also be able to get that top notch speed that the motherboard is going to give me, that relates to the RAM. So I'm trying to see if it's provided, because normally that's how that works. But I don't see. Are you planning to use DDR5? Yes. So for this motherboard, I have to use DDR5. See, we look at the memory type. Say DDR5. There is no DDR4 option. It has to be DDR5. So yeah, and these are the speeds that it has for DDR5. See, we have DDR5 4400 all the way up to 8000 that the motherboard. So you know what? It's going to be on the CPU now that I think about it. Let's look at the CPU real quick. I believe that's where it's going to be at. Um, it doesn't really give me all the detail that I was looking for. Let me see. Let me go back. I'm just curious on the speed. RAM speed. Let's see what I get for that motherboard. Here's the thing. I think regardless, man, even if you get the slower speed, it's not going to be something you're really going to notice as different. Here's the thing. The only reason why I do want to get I want to be able to make sure I get the max performance I get out of my RAM is because the what I was reading, the AMD chipset CPU with integrated graphics, because you don't have no VRAM like the way you normally would when it comes to a GPU, it's actually using the RAM of your computer, and because of that, you want like in theory, and that's what I'm thinking of it. If it's using the RAM that you have on your CPU, that's more of a reason to make sure that you're using the fastest speed you can for your RAM to be able to transmit data to your PC RAM, and then all to utilize for your graphics. Um, and I do think there will probably be a performance hit. Like you probably see a difference if you running it at the more lower speeds compared to maxing it out to the higher speeds. Um, let's see. Um, all the newer gen boards won't support DDR4 anymore. Most of them don't. There you may be able to find a few that will support like the 7000 series GPUs, AMD GPUs, and I believe some of those maybe have DDR4. No, you know what? It wouldn't. My bad. That's not for that. Yeah, I mean, you could get an older generation chipset, obviously, and that would support DDR4. But if you're going with a lot of the newer chipsets, yeah, it's gonna be DDR5. Here's the thing: DDR5 is it's way faster, man. It really is. Prices are coming down, and we'll see how much it costs in a minute. I'm just trying to make sure before we start digging into that. I want to see what the speed, the max RAM speed is going to be, because I want to try to find something that fits that. So let's see, memory type. It has DDR5 5200. Hold on, memory speeds. Here it goes. But it doesn't tell me though. Oh man, where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. Um, hmm. So I mean, it has overclocking, but without overclocking, it's going to be 5200 memory speeds, which is 5200 megahertz. The entry starting point, which should be 4400, and then at the high before you get to overclocking is 5200. Um, so it may have to be 5200. So let's see. Let's look at memory now. So look at memory. I want 2 sticks of 16 gigs each, which means gonna be a total of 62 gigs of RAM. That's what I'm looking for. So this one has speeds of 5600. Okay, so it does have 5600. Then we have 6000. Let's see. So let's look at our latency. So see how the latency number again, just kind of keep it simple, not to go too technical of it. The higher the number, the latency number. Um, Let me see. You the rule of thumb with that is going to be more so try to get a lower number. And overall, none of these are bad. There are some 40s obviously in here. Um, Normally the one that I have noticed that you see, or this one not too bad, but G skill. Um, Let me see. So let me filter. I want 16 gigs. So let me just kind of narrow down everything, right? Everything's already DDR5 by default. I want 2 sticks of 16 gigs. That's what I'm looking for. Um, 2 sticks. Okay, what else? So see, we have speeds here, right? Speeds. I don't know. Let's look for something. I don't want 4400, a little bit more, maybe 5200. We'll do 5200 up all the way up to, I'm thinking 6400. All right. I don't know if that changed. I don't think it changed much. Do we have everything on one page? No, we still got a few pages. Okay. What else? Guess brand. Let's look at certain brands. Um, so the brand that I have dealt with that I think are pretty solid overall. Where the hell? I just saw some of these. Let's get this one. Kingston, so. I mean, it's actually not bad, but um, what's the other one, dude? There was another one. Thermaltake. Let's take a look at what they have. And the other one was gonna be. We could look at Coursera. So let me sort the speeds. We have 6400. So these are all, again, 62 gigs total. I think this has RGB. I believe it does. And this kind of tells us the price per gig. Let me do it that way. Damn, 30. Well, why is this so much? Yeah, that's a lot, dude. What the hell? I have no idea why this is that much. That's kind of crazy. Let me sort it the other way around because that's kind of crazy. So either way, we got these for under $100. This is DDR5, 6000, which is not bad. Latency, it's 10 nanoseconds. The first word latency, but the CSS latency is, this one has on 30, under $100. Not bad. I'm pretty sure it's not RGB or nothing like that. Yeah, just, obviously plain, nothing fancy, but hey, dude, it has some good. It's a good price. 6000 black, blah blah blah. This is actually not bad. Not bad, man. I think I'm gonna go with these. So let's add this to the cart. At least we could save a little bit of money here. You're talking about for the RAM? It's actually, I mean, the RAM is not bad. So we're getting 32 gigs. Keep again DDR5, 6000 megahertz RAM, and we're getting it for under $100. So, which is not bad compared to the way prices used to be. Obviously, back then, I know when I built my streaming computer, I have DDR5 on that one, 32 gigs. Man, I want to say I paid like $180 for that, for 32 gigs of RAM. Now, and it's not even 600 megahertz either. I believe it's like 54 megahertz, maybe speed wise. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, dude, that's actually not bad. That's under $100. So what are our total? We're at 627 so far. Um, so I do need to. I just thought about it. I do need to get a cooler for my CPU. So let's see what's available. Here's the thing though with this. I need to figure out. I don't know yet what case I'm gonna get. Um, let's come back to this one because I want to. It kind of, I don't know. I do want to figure out what case I'm gonna get first. So let's look at storage. We're gonna get storage. So storage, man, there's a few ways to go with it. The way I normally do storage, I don't know if I'm gonna do that here with this though, but the way I normally do storage is I mean the other price of the well, yeah, dude, the other one was kind of expensive, man. Uh, yeah, go for the case before the quote. Yeah, man, for sure. I think I could at least determine what I want to do there. So when it comes to to storage, obviously we're not going with a hard drive. You know, it's going to be SSD. NVMe, it's going to be the option that we're going towards. The motherboard that we have, let's see how many slots so they have. I think it has most likely. I'm gonna expect two. Well, it has one for sure. I think it does have two. It does have some SATA Express. Um, four. Pretty much, you can connect like four SSD hard drive, SSD storages if you wanted to as well. Um, do that. This actually comes with Wi-Fi 6 built in. All right, so that's cool. So, what else was I looking for? That's fine. All right, either way, that's fine. What I was going to do was there's a few ways to approach this. Um, as you can see, like, let me. So I'm only going to get one. I'm trying to think, man, how should I tackle this? Because I know I need one, put it that way. And the way I do my gaming rig, and I'm just trying to think if I'm gonna do that here or not. I have one sto- one NVMe for my operating system. Then I have another NVMe for my games. It's where I install all my games, which is 1 terabyte. So operating system is separate from my actual storage for my games. So like that, I just when I install new games, it goes on my second NVMe, and that's where all the games get installed. Um, and then obviously I could add more to it, but what I want to see if what I may I'm trying to see what I could do here because there's a few options, right? I could go with um something more like a mid-range NVMe. On top of that, like for example, I could maybe go with a 2 terabyte. But even then, even if I go like with a 1 terabyte, that obviously will be enough for operating system, and then it will be enough to install a few games anyways, right? Again, if the whoever wins it, they could if they need more, they could always install more. I'm not trying to make it the best, but I mean, give them the ability, they could always install more if needed. So I think what I may do here, just go with the 1 terabyte. Go with that. What I'm going to go with is going to be um I'm gonna go with the Samsung, but I'm trying to think. There's a few other ones I have dealt with. Trying to see what brands they have. Um, Western Digital, man, it's so so. Again, that's kind of more the what I call the cheaper end. There's a few brands, like a few models that are a little bit better. Like the black is a bit better than the blue. That's why it costs a little bit more. Um, but it does cost more as well, a little bit more, but it is better, but it's cheaper than the Samsung. Samsung one, dude, I have personally have had just like really good experience with, no issues. Um, so let's just probably stick with the Samsung, and let's see. So we have so 4,000 MB cache. Then this one had, let me try to think. Prob PCI 4. Da, da, da. Let me see real quick. Look at the specs of the motherboard. Mm. So it has three. That's what it does. So it does have three. I just realized it has three M.2 sockets. Okay, which is pretty much you could put three of these if you needed to, which is awesome, right? Okay, so I just saw that it does have three. Trying to see what the speeds are on these. So this has full write disk output. Not too concerned about the write disk, more about the reads. Um, Random write, random read, 32 megabits per second. Let's go with the other one. Which one was? I think it was this one. This one I think it should be a little bit better performance wise. So this one does have a little bit more, almost 100 megabits more of reading, random writes, fast. So this is going to be faster. Yeah, let's go with this one. So this is going to be what 99, 100, I believe. It's 100 for this one, 1 terabyte. So let's go ahead and add this on here. Um, Good day, sir. Hey, good day to you too. So I am streaming right now, guys, on my YouTube channel and Twitch. So there may be some chats that you may not see in the actual chat, but they may show up on the screen. So anybody, those of y'all on YouTube, man, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Um, we're doing a PC build. This is part one, so I'm kind of picking all the parts of it's the main focus will be on the gaming rig that I'm going to be building mid range. It's the go to kind of for this. So far I got my RAM, motherboard, CPU. I got storage, um, power supply. That's another thing. Power supply. So let's go with the power supply. Let's see. So me personally, man, on all of my builds, I don't go anything below 800 gold. That's just me, man. I get it. There's bronze and maybe, and that still should work. I think good enough, and that's probably more. Obviously, you're trying to be very budget oriented. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't go below gold on my streaming rig. I think yeah, my streaming rig. I believe I have a platinum, 1,000 watt power supply. No, 1200 watt power supply. And then on my gaming rig, I want to say I have 1,000 watt gold power supply. That's what I'm using. So I'm gonna go in this case. We're not gonna need as much, but I'm going um with gold. The wattage on the CPU is gonna. It's not much, man. It's actually way less, which is a good thing. So we're not gonna be using a lot of power on that. The NVMe obviously very little power. RAM very little power. Like we're not using a lot of power, and the CPU is not going to be using much power compared to previous generation, which was using like close to double the power. This is way more efficient on power wise. The only thing that would be consume power would be like a GPU. I am going to be testing it without a GPU and with a GPU, so because this is going to be kind of mid range, probably leaning towards 750 watts. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But let's take a look at some options. So let me filter this down by for sure no more than 850, and then I'm gonna say no less than 650 if I could get it on there. Damn it, there we go, 650. So let's see what we get. Um, okay, so we have Coursera. Pool Masters. Let's see. I like me some Thermotake, man. I like their power supplies. I do have, what do I have? Some Coursera ones, and dude, these have been really good. No issues with them. I have had some of these Courseras for like, dude, 3 years. Keep in mind, my computers stay on 24/7. They don't turn off. My streaming computer, my gaming computer, my workstation, my server in the back. Put it this way, dude, my room gets hot. In the wintertime it feels really nice because of, it's cold outside, but it stays nice and toasty inside. Here in summertime I gotta turn on the air. But yeah, I have um a PC that I converted to a server, another actual server, some switches, some routers, what is other stuff. Obviously my workstation for programming and stuff like that, streaming computer, gaming computer. um yeah, none of them turn off. Keep in mind, I leave my stuff on 24/7. Um, the only reason why you would turn it off, in my opinion, would be if you're concerned about power, like you want to save some power. Totally fine. Then you could turn it off. But if that's the only concern you have, there's no need to turn off your computer. Your computer could just stay on 24/7. Um, it is totally fine. So let's see what else. So these are all go. Let me sort by wattage. So we got 650, 650, Coursera, 650. Again, I'm leaning more to 750, but let's see. Let's see where's the 750 that. Here goes. So here's 700s. And here's 700 may actually work as well too, but I need to see. You know what? Let's do this. Damn. Let me add it for now, but I may have to come back and change it out. The reason why I'm thinking 700 can work here is our CPU is not consuming a lot of power. GPU is going to consume power, but our CPU is not consuming a lot of power at all. Like it's literally 65 watts. Compared to the previous generation, I want to say it was like 125 watts or something like that, which is double. So it's like, again, very efficient in power. That being said, kind of leaning to 700 watts is 165 for the Silverstone. What else do they have on here? Let's look at the next page. EVGA. This is $90. Let's see, EVGA GE, $90 as well. Coursera, the RM 950. So now we're at the my bad, 750. This is under pretty much $100. 750, $100. Blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look at this Coursera real quick. So I like the power supply that are more modular. You could tell, right, have all the connections on here. Compared to the one that are like just embedded, like embedded to the power supply, so the wires are just loose. This you can just kind of plug in as you need, right? It's very modular. If you only need to use the bottom, ports, the power connections, you use the bottom one. The other one, you keep it in the box, put it in the closet, and again, save you some room in the case. So this is gold, right? It is gold. So this will be $100. The connectors, it's more than enough. So let me just take a look at it real quick. We got motherboard, CPU, then we have SATA, then we have so this most likely would be for GPU. Depending, yeah, I believe so. We're going with AMD. I believe that for AMD, it's only going to be two of these connections that it's going to take for the AMD GPU. Then this should be for CPU, motherboard. I'm trying to think what else, and then of course this will be available. So yeah, I think this would actually work. So let me go and add this one. Got this added. What else? So where are we at? We're at 872. Operating system, I'm gonna get that later. Monitor, I don't need none. I have monitors here. I'm not worried about some of this other stuff. Other stuff I have, so I'm not concerned about that. So right now, overall total build, what are we looking at? We're looking at, and again, this is the one that I could, realistically, I could cut back on because I know I'm getting the GPU. But let's look at some cases real quick, man, while we're at it. So all of these should fit, will fit our motherboard. And let's see what we're dealing with here, man. We should be able to save some money here and get something that's budget friendly, I think. We're gonna just get a ATX full tower. Let's see. No power supplies. I guess some of these come with power supplies. Is that what it is? But um, so let's take a look at some of the. Let me sort it by price. The cheapest one is the $100. Fantech. So I have Fantech cases. I actually like it. Which is one of the ones. Thermaltake. I have a Thermaltake case. I actually like that one a lot. It's an awesome case. Um, but let's see what we're doing. This white. Probably stick with black. So internal bays. We don't. I don't care how many bays we have for that. That's not an issue. Take a look at this one. This is very just plain Jane, right? Nothing special. Let's look at this Fantech one. Yeah, and this one looks B. This is very plain Jane. Yeah, I don't like this one at all. It looks too. That looks just butt ugly. Um, I have a Fantech case as well. Yeah, dude, I like it, man. I go for the white case. They're so pretty. Let's take a look at what we have. So our motherboard does have some tones of gray and black, but I don't think the white case will work. This is too white. In this case, we would have to, and then plus we have our RAM sticks are dark as well. So this I don't think would work either. But I think what would be a case wide that would be nice would be something maybe that's still black, but that's very very with a lot of the with a lot of glass pretty much, right, where you could see through in it, see inside of it. Let's take a look at some of these what we're dealing with. So these most of this come with fans in the front. This doesn't look bad in the front. Got the fan in the back, push air out, 3 fans in the front. Let's see. Yeah, I mean overall that gives. Oh, there it goes. So on top, so we could put our AIO on top in this case for our CPU, and that's where it would have to go on top. And looking at it, oh, let me go back. So this is where the storage would be again, but the motherboard has 3 slots for NVMe, so I'm not too concerned about that. So this is so let me look at the top piece real quick. See, like right here, this would have to probably be a 2 fan AIO instead of 3 fan because of on how it's shaped. So let's take a look at another case that's so. Let's see. Then you gotta pay white tax. Dude, I'm telling you. So once you start going white case, white motherboard, price does go up, man. I mean, it kind of sucks when you think about it. You would think like, but again, it's I don't know, man. It's obviously if you get an all white case, in my opinion, then you do need a all white, white everything, man. I mean, you know, white RAM sticks, white motherboard. What else? Maybe a white NVMe or get some kind of thermal on top. Something right that's white. and AIO. That's why for your CPU and all of that, the price, yeah, you're gonna pay that tax. You're gonna probably pay an extra $100 for all of that, at least. Let's take a look at. Did I look at this Fantech one already? Yeah, I don't like this one. The side looks cool, but the front looks, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It looks kind of ugly. Um, yeah, I mean this was nice overall, but it's very everybody has it. Put it that way. Let's see, trying to find something that's pretty cool. So this one's not bad. Let's take a look at this one. Damn, this is the only picture it has. So I can zoom in. So this is very transparent, right? You can see everything. Obviously, the motherboard, power supply will go toward the bottom. Um, you can't put any RGB in the front. It's kind of sideways, but I'm trying to see. I guess it does come with this, so it must have a. I wish it would have showed. Let me hit search real quick. I know they have to be better pictures, man. Which is this guy right here. So there you go. This is how that would actually look. Is this the right same case? CH780. Yeah, this is the right one. Let's take a look at it real quick. Amazon has it. What the hell? Why is it not opening? Visit. Make it look clean. Yo, what's up, Mo Monies? I like the case that you can install the cooler on the side. What about this case right here, guys? What do y'all think about this one? I actually think this one looks pretty cool because it's very transparent. You have um the fans over here to the side. I believe it comes with these fans. I could be wrong, but a lot of the time they do come with fans. So I'm assuming it comes with these fans. See how on the top you have the 3-fan AIO, and that would be for the CPU. And again, you can go different ways, but I like it anyways. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this case here? I think it kind of give that. Damn it. It give that balance where it's a black case, but it has a lot of transparency. So the inside of it, which we have tones of grays and blacks, kind of pop out a little bit. Then obviously you'll be able to see the RGB. So we'll get an AIO for the top. We'll make that RGB as well, so there'll be some lighting. Um, and then I want to, man, let me check, but I want to say these fans will come with it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna assume that it does come with it. And see how this one has it where the case is open? So that's how I have my case. You can't see my PC, but my case, I don't have the side panel closed. I actually have it open. I keep it open, right? You know, obviously air just kind of circulates through. So the fans don't really play a big role for air circulation because they just open. But I actually like it. I have my GPU like set up the same way as this one, and I like that setup. I think it looks pretty cool, right? But it gives the options. You could obviously close it up. Then you have all the ports on the top, which I think looks pretty clean overall. See, I think I'm telling you, I want to say these fans come with it. Let me just confirm that they actually come with it. But what do y'all think, man? Y'all think this fan um um could never? What do you mean? You can never have it where it's open, an open case? Let's see. I want to see if it comes with. So the mount up, it's a 120, 144 millimeter fans, or even add up to 4 200 millimeter fans, or 3. Okay, so we could get, I'm gonna probably say 3 420 millimeter radiator could also be added. That's gonna be this one, I believe. Let me see. With the ability to support. up to eATX motherboard, 480 minute GPU. Yeah, all of that should be fine. I mean, what we have is pretty standard. I just wanted to see if the fan actually came with it or not, but I can't tell if it comes with it or not. Let me see. I was able to do a dual 420 millimeter radiator with a total of 9 fans. Because it maybe does. I may need to get those fans then if that's the case. With dual blah blah blah. A push pull configuration. So I guess this is his setup here. Also, dude, that's pretty cool. You can put fans on the bottom as well. So it has enough to put fans on the bottom. Where the hell is the power supply? I just realized it. So the power supply, I wonder if it goes behind the motherboard because I don't see it nowhere. Let me go back. So yes, he has the AI on top, which that's what I would do. It's obvious he changed these fans, but I mean, if it come with fans, I think I could work with the fan that it come with. A big, but ultimately nice case. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning that. I guess it doesn't come with those fans. Those fans may have to be added. I just can't tell if it comes with it or not. Um, and again, I was trying to see if it does, but the more I look at it, I'm like, okay, bought it because it can do 420 millimeter at the top. All right, well, that's what this is. They're nice for the AIO. Yep, that makes sense. He had the Arctic. The 280 millimeter just wasn't cutting it for me, so you got the 420s. Even let me see. So I push. Um, yeah, man. I still can't. I don't know, man. I don't know if it comes with it or not. I can't tell if these fans. I want to. Reason why I say they it does, but man, I just do not know if it does or doesn't. I may have to buy that. I may just have to buy it, see if it comes with it. Then worst case, if it doesn't, I may just order some fans, put it up on top, like put it up, like add it. I guess add those fans. Um, hmm. Yeah, man, I can't tell. Um, let's see. My case is see through. I can put him in there and close it up safety. But the front is not, so you can't see him unless you look through the side. What are you talking about him? Like who's him? Who are you putting? I guess inside the case. Who's this him you're mentioning? But the front is not, so you can't see it. And I saw this case on Facebook Marketplace and thought the same thing. Where the power supply go? Case has to be a lot wider. That's what I'm thinking, dude. I cannot. Here's if it goes in the back, the power supply. You know what? And it may because there is a space. Kind of hard to tell, but let's see. There it goes. See, there's a power supply right there. So you know how we were talking about where the power supply go? There it goes right there. Let me see if I can go back. See, you have the motherboard here. See how you have the little uh the back panel right here in the bottom. Well, that's what this is. Then right next to you got the power supply. So that's where it goes. So it's kind of cool then, I think, because pretty much your power supply goes on the side. Um, what that means now, you could just have your fans on the bottom, on the side, right? Not in the front of the PC, but on the side of the PC. Then you kind of have your AIO on top with your fans as well. So that's pretty cool. I think. Yeah, it goes behind the motherboard. Yep, you kind of see there. It's kind of hard to see, but you kind of see that it goes behind. Then of course you got your motherboard there. So that means the motherboard does pop out a little bit, right? I'm just looking at my motherboard now, and it makes sense now that I'm looking at this picture because most motherboards, right? You got your case, right? So this is, I guess, I don't know, but you got your motherboard, and then you got like a fan that pushes air out. Well, in this one, you cannot put a fan there, right? It's too small. There is no room, right? If we take a look at it, like there is no room here to put a fan, because of the motherboards popping out, and then of course the back is for your power supply. And here's the thing: this is where I think we'll probably. Now here's the downfall. I'll put it this way, this is more on a not so good take. If you don't have good cable management, I think it's gonna tell because you can't really hide it as good now. I guess you could throw it towards the back, but you could probably still see from the sides or see from the bottom or whatever, depends, right? You may still be able to see a little bit towards the back. So cable management may need to be a little bit more ideal in that case. But overall, man, I think this is a pretty good case. I'm liking it, man. I think it's pretty good. So he lives in my computer. Oh, Yoda, gotcha. You got baby Yoda inside your computer. That's the he you were talking about. Like, man, who y'all talking about? Who's this he? Let me zoom out. So this is available. It is discounted, it seems like. So with a promo code, interesting. So you got to use a promo code, it seems like. So let me just notate that. But I like that case. I think it's pretty cool. So there you go. So did I add that promo? So now that we have a case and we know what kind of AIO we need now, let's go to AIOs and let's see. We're gonna get a 3-fan. Um, let's look at black and gray, black and silver, and black. This is gonna be for AM5 CPU sockets. So narrow down to my AMD CPUs. We're gonna do 420. I want to say, yeah, 420, which is gonna be the full top section. So now we're down to this list of AIOs now. So here's the thing: I use Arctic um, liquid AIOs, and dude, I think they're awesome. They're not gonna be the stylish AIOs, obviously. They're not gonna have a lot of pizzazz or whatever. What's the word? They're not gonna be not. They're not flashy, but man, they are like very good AIOs. Um, so it's I guess he this is where it becomes more of a do we go with something that's gonna be very ideal, like from a performance standpoint to the AIO, like provide a lot of cooling, or do we go with something that provides decent to good enough cooling, but that's stylish, right? It has RGB and so on and so on, right? Um, so I don't know. What do y'all think, guys? Should we go with something that's gonna cool the crap out of the CPU, and then if it looks decent, that's good enough, or do we focus more on something that will cool it good enough, but is gonna be very stylish? So I'm trying to see if we have something in between. Um, so let's see. Thermaltakes have their AIOs is pretty nice, but man, they are a little bit more on the high end. You could tell, $280. So let me see. Maybe we'll go with something a little bit more traditional, like something like let's see. We go with either Coursera or the one I was looking for, which damn I don't see. I guess we could look at Coursera. Let's see. What are we dealing with here? Um, and these this is actually pretty pricey, man. $300 for this one. But again, it's all the RGB. Um, let's see. So here's this one, but with RGB. It's only a few bucks more, so nothing crazy, which is not bad. And then we have this. Oh, this is the version, their second version, but this is their third version. Let's take a look at it real quick. It's actually not bad either on price. Let's see. So so 420. Yep. So this works actually with both sockets. It works with the LGA 1700, which is the Intel. It works with previous generation of AMD, which is the AM4, and then the AM5 is their new socket. So yeah, man, you could actually this will work for even older CPUs as well, previous generation CPUs. Um, I may go with this one, man. I think this one. Let me see a picture of it. I guess. Mm, I like Arctic, man. I like the brand, like because their quality is like really good. They have some of the best when it comes to quality now, right? Putting styling and RGB to the side, the actual quality on these guys, this company, they produce really good AIOs. And that's kind of why I'm leaning towards this AIO. Kind of give the balance of has some RGB, obviously if you want to give it some RGB, lighting. The problem though is I don't know if they have any fans, right? And by that is because I think I'm gonna have to buy fans if I want to put some in the bottom or on the side. And it will be ideal to buy probably a brand where you could use the, let's say if it's Coursera. I know Coursera has, let's look at RGB um fans. Maybe they do have fans. Man, I could be wrong. Yeah, never mind. They do have fans. Okay, what am I talking about? So they do have fans. So yeah, I guess I would just have to get some of these fans. So this is a 360. And what did I say? The other one was 420. So it is bigger fans, but it should fit. It should fit on the case. So these are bigger, and it should fit. Let me make sure, man. Let me just look at the. No, that's the motherboard. Where the hell is the case at? Um, where was I looking at the case? Damn it. What GPU? So we'll look at that in a minute. So I am gonna go with the AMD GPU. So it is gonna be AMD. So pretty much the whole build's AMD. The CPU is AMD. The GPU is gonna be AMD. Um, we're gonna have 32 gigs of RAM, DDR5, 6,000 megahertz, and that's gonna be key, right? That's gonna be ideal because the integrated GPU that I'm gonna be doing some testing with for that CPU is gonna be using RAM that's on the motherboard, right? Not because there is no VRAM to use like an external GPU. So that's where I want to see. Hopefully, I'll get some good benchmarks, some good performance, like gaming, something like Fortnite or even COD or Halo, because I know it's going to use more RAM from that standpoint. But I am adding a GPU, just FYI, right? Even though I am going to do some testing related to that, I am going to be adding a GPU. So let's go. I actually have a GPU. I probably could throw on it a used GPU, but it won't be AMD though. The G so a GPU I have now that I could give it if I really wanted to would be like I have a 3070 Ti that I could like slap on there if I really wanted to. Um, I don't know. I guess I wasn't really thinking of using that GPU. I was thinking of actually buying another one, but I do have that though if I really wanna, I guess, give it a GPU that I have right now. Either way, I think I'm gonna go with this one. I believe this one should fit. It's gonna probably cover the whole top piece, but man, I'm just want to make sure that this does fit. If not, I know the 360 will fit. Um, but I'm trying to go back. Let me go back real quick. Where's the mother? Here we go. This is the more motherboard I was looking at. So where did it? So mount up to 10, 120, or 144 millimeter fans. Not sure where it gets 10 from. I see three, three, then three in the bottom. Not sure where that 10th one is at. But either way, um, fans or even add up to four 200 millimeter fans, or let's say three 420 millimeter radiator could be added. So this is pretty much what I'm getting here, right? This 420. But what I'm trying to make sure though, man, because I have a feeling this is probably going to be coming here to the side. I guess that's fine, even if that's the case, right? Even if I put my AIO here and it connects to the GPU, and if I do that, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I would just have to buy fans for the top and let's say the bottom. If I want to add fans, at the minimum, put fans on top. So I think it's fine. I could go with the 720, which is this guy, and I am most likely I think I'm gonna have to go here on the side, and then I mean if it fits on top, I'll put it on top. But I have a feeling it's not gonna fit on top. I think it's gonna have to go on the side, and then these will probably be 120 millimeter fans, which will be again total of um 360. So just get some fans, stick it up there on top. But again, I mean these pictures, they have the AIOs on top, but I'm pretty sure, man, those AIOs are not 420. It's 360 would be my guess. It just seems like it by eyeballing it, this looks like it's 360 because it's smaller than these. This is really big, and this most likely would be like 420. So it's a matter of do I get a 360 and have it drop down, or put it here on the side and then have it connect to the AIO to the CPU. You can win this build. He is given away on April. No, no, I'm not giving away this PC in April. So I'm gonna be building it in April, guys. I am gonna be building it in April, but I'm gonna give this PC. So 2 weeks from now, I'm actually gonna stream it. I'm gonna build it. Right, I'm gonna order everything. 2 weeks from now, I should have all the parts. Then I'm gonna build it on April 19th. Right? My bad. April 12th. I'm gonna be building the computer. But I'm not giving it away in April. Though I'm gonna be building in April. Now I am gonna give it away in July. So on April though 12th, I'm gonna give y'all insight on how you could participate in this giveaway. Right? It's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm gonna reveal to y'all how to participate. Right? So if you do want to participate in this PC giveaway, I'm gonna give you um I'm gonna tell you how you can, right, how to get your name added to that giveaway list. And ultimately what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a wheel like this, and everybody's name that's part of that PC giveaway, their name will be part of this wheel. We'll spin it, and then there'll be a winner, right? It's only gonna be one winner, obviously, because it's one PC. But yeah, man, that's gonna be what we're gonna be doing, right? I'm gonna be purchasing this today. I'm gonna be 2 weeks from now when I get all the components. I'm gonna be doing a stream where I build it as well. So I'm gonna be building it on the stream, and then I'm gonna let y'all know how you could participate on April 12th. Then going forward, right? So it starts April 12th to get your name added to the giveaway list, and how you could continue to get your name added going forward after that. And then based on that, you could get your name added to that giveaway list like more than once, like many times if you wanted to. And then obviously it will be in summertime in July. Right now I'm leaning towards July. I'm not sure what day yet in July, but it's gonna be in July where I'm gonna do a giveaway stream. Like always, in that giveaway stream, we're gonna be gifting subs, supporting streamers, doing all kinds of other stuff like that. But then we're also gonna give away the PC. So that's gonna be the plan. Um, Let's see, man. I will leave it for someone else to win. Good luck. My country is so in the event I do, I probably have to pay a ton in custom taxes, corrupt custom agents. Damn it, yeah, that sucks, man. If you got to deal with all of that. Oh, building it, yes, man. Building it, Squid. I'm building it in April. Then I'll be, but on April 12th, guys, when I do this, the build, the stream when I'm building it, I'm gonna let Sean know or give y'all the opportunity if you want to enter into this giveaway that day, right? So I'm gonna let y'all know what you can do, and if you want to get your name added to that giveaway list, you can, and let y'all know how you could do that, and then obviously how you could get your name added multiple times going forward as well. So I'm gonna reveal all of that on that April 12th stream that I'm gonna do. Um, I'm here to have fun. Yeah, man, appreciate it. Well, thanks for stopping by. Again, if you're not following me yet, I appreciate it, man. If you give me, oh, you are following me. Never mind. So, man, I need to fix my damn notifications, dude. It's not showing up when anybody follows or subs or nothing on my screen. So I need to get that fixed. But appreciate it, man. Thanks for following. Thanks for being here. Let's see, Lou. When I start um count from my other account that entered. Hold on. Well, what did that say? Lou, will I stay counted from my other account that I entered? Yes. So anybody who's entering giveaways, right? Because I have a giveaway April 19th, right? Keep that in mind, April 19th, which is 3 weeks from now. If your name's on there, even if it's like the old account name or whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? But if your name's on there, it's on there. So if it lands, you're the winner, right? So yeah, there's no issue there on that piece at all. You're good. I remember one time I won like a merch giveaway, literally two T-shirts, a hoodie, and a couple of pins. Had to pay $30 in taxes for the way, and the custom angel requested a pay. Damn, under the table. Dude, that sucks, man. That's yeah, that's pretty bad, man. That sucks. All right, man. So, what do y'all think, guys? So you're duh. I'm looking. Here's the case right here, man. See how it says? You know what? There it goes. Okay, I was right. I don't know why I should have looked at this picture before. Look at the. This is the casing. See how it does show radiator 420. Um, So what would that be? That would be, I guess it is. It does fit on top. I just realized that because it does show. Um, so we have 140 millimeter, 140. So what is that? One, two, 300, 380, 420. So that means it does fit. So that means the AIO that I have is going to fit either on top or on the side as well. See how this is 420, and then of course I have the breakdown. You could get 440 millimeter fans, or you could get some smaller ones, 120, which in my case have to be 440. Then on the bottom as well, um, it would have to be 440 all around. Okay, so it fits. Now that I'm looking at it, it does seem to fit. We have radiator. Radiator could go anywhere. It could go on top, bottom, on the side. And of course, you have fans. So, all right, man. I think we're good. I think that confirms that. So that works. Let me go ahead and get this added. Okay. So the final thing that we need to add to this PC build. So right now it has our estimate wattage at the 189. Now we don't have a GPU yet, right? So obviously let's go ahead and look at GPUs real quick. I kind of have already in mind what kind of GPU I'm trying to get anyways. We are gonna focus on AMD. Dude, do they have AMD? Guess how to do FreeSync because that would be AMD. Um, let's see what else. So so again, this is a mid-range type build. So we're gonna look at realistically at probably 770 and probably maybe even 7600 XT. Probably the two ones that we're gonna be more so focused on, right? Um, so let me sort it by chipset. So we have 7700 XT, then we have 7600. So the thing here's the difference. Obviously, 7700 XT has lesser VRAM memory, right? It has 12 GB, but it does have faster core speeds, right? So if we take a look at this, it could boost up to 2599 megahertz. Then if we were to look at the 7600 XT, it actually has more RAM, right? So 1600, which again, this becomes more beneficial for games that require that more RAM intense, but the speeds on it are going to be a little bit less. Um, Unless you get something that overclocked, right? And that's the thing. Like this one is overclocked, and this one's pushing out 2800 megahertz. But something that's not overclocked. Um, Hold on, these numbers are actually a bit higher than what I was thinking. Okay, never mind. Um, let's see. So let's do this real quick. GPU compare. Just kind of compare both GPUs real quick. So we're gonna compare. Um, no, that's not what I was looking for. There it goes. So we were to let's look at 7700 XT. Damn it, what the hell? Um AMD RX 7700 XT, and then we're gonna compare it to RX 7600 XT. So both of these are gonna be XT. Um Again, this one is this so 7600 XT has more VRAM. This one was released. Damn, this one just came out this quarter. I thought it was out last year, but I guess not. This other one what has been out for a bit, so data may be a little bit scattered. Much. So let's look at much better peak lighting effects. So it does overall, man, performance. It's pretty decently faster. I'm trying to see if there's anything related to the VRAM. Just want to see that. Conclusion. Let's see. No, it's just the release date. Overall, it's about 30%, probably faster or so around there. Lighting effects, which is actually a pretty good amount. Yeah, 30% in efficiency as well. Um, yeah, all right. So let's go back and see. Probably stick with the 7700 XT then. See what we could find there. It took me a while before I realized where everything's plugs into it. I got it pre-built and upgraded with new parts. Um, yeah, man, that's how I learned, dude. Honestly, back in the day, I had a pre-built right? Just like, I mean, just the way how most of us start off that way, right? That's how I start off, and yeah, started doing upgrades, right? Put an audio interface where he's, obviously went connected to the computer through a PCI port. What else did I do to that? Added a GPU. I think I upgraded my CPU. So that's kind of where I started like learning how to just messing around with the components, right? And it's scary in the beginning because I was like, dude, am I gonna break something? Like, what the hell's going on? Like trying to be very cautious with everything. Now, I don't know, man. It's again, I'm not that I don't do that as a career. It's not like I'm freaking building dozens and dozens of computers because that's not the case. But I built all of my computers like from scratch, kind of what I'm doing now, right? Build everything. Yeah, overall, man, it's really not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So let's see if we can find something that's decent. Um, hmm, 7700 XT is kind of what I'm leaning towards, but, but. Mm, so let's say we don't go with AMD. Let me just try to see. Okay, we don't go with AMD. Where's my? Hmm. I swear I had something filtered, or maybe there we go. Let me remove the FreeSync. Get that moved out the way. Let's look at 4070. You know what? I don't even know if 4070 makes sense in this case. 47 Super probably the one more ideal, but even then, how much is this going for? It's going for about 600 bucks. A little bit more pricier than what I was thinking. Let's see. Let's look at about a 4070. Haven't looked at these prices in a while. I got a 4070 Ti. Not my bad. Not a 47. I have a 3070 Ti. That I could probably use. I'm not using it, and I just wasn't planning to use it for this build, but I probably can do that. Put some use to it. Still good. Mm, hmm. Man, I need to see. Let me think about what I'm doing. Is NVIDIA GPUs better than AMD GPUs, or it depends? So the new generation of AMD's, the 7000 series GPUs, uh, those are better. Not let me rephrase it. Not I said it wrong. Not that they're not better. But they're closer. I feel like to Nvidia. So put it this way: when you look at previous generations, like the 3000 series and the um 6000 series for AMD, or even before that, what was it? The 2000 series, 2080 Super, Supra, and so on. And what did AMD have? AMD had the 5000 series as an example. There was a big difference. I feel like I think in order for AMD to even be somewhat reasonable or somewhat close to Nvidia, you had to buy like the high end AMD GPU. You couldn't get like their mid range or low range. Like I don't think they could compare Nvidia, just like too far ahead. They had ray tracing and all this stuff that was very established, where AMD did not. Like in the 5000, uh, like their 5700 XT models and all that, they didn't have none of that. So Nvidia was already ahead of the game. Fast forward to today, I think in the 7000 series for AMD, this is their second generation of where they're implementing like their version of ray tracing, for example, what Nvidia has, and it's way better than what it was before. And then on top of that, the new AMD chipsets that they have, they are work they integrate a lot smoother with the GPUs as well. So like if you have a pair up, if you're able to pair like an AMD GPU and an AMD graphics card as an example, there seems to be this synchronization that just works a lot smoother for faster, you know, bus speed like data and all that. Um, which kind of gives a little bit, potentially a little bit, slightly performance, increasement. Um, but to answer your question, I still think Nvidia is here. Like they're still number one. I think AMD has caught up though, and they're like just right behind them. And AMD though it's cheaper. In some cases, they're cheaper. So obviously, you can still get like a good bang for your buck GPU that's not too far away from Nvidia, right? Again, I don't think they pass Nvidia, but they're not far from it either. They're like still pretty reasonably, they're behind them, so it's not bad. Have you seen? Let me see. Fun fact: a 4080 GPU costs like 8 months of salary where I live. Damn. Um, Hold on, guys. I'm kind of behind on my chats. Nvidia VRAM. I would rather put that 3070 Ti over a 7700 XT. Um, isn't Nvidia GPU better than VRAM, Nvidia performance, and AMD VRAM, Nvidia AMD performance. Again, Nvidia performance is again, and I'm speaking more from the newer generation. It's gotten better, but you're right. I still think Nvidia is still better in performance than AMD. Again, Nvidia, AMD right behind them, but it's getting closer, man. I think every year when the new model of the GPU comes out, it's starting to become more of a tight race, right? It's not like how it used to be where Nvidia was king and AMD was kind of way down here, and the only model that could be somewhat reasonably decent, like to compare with Nvidia, was like the high end model of the GPUs. Yeah, you had to buy the high end model AMD to be something reasonable to like their 3080 series, or like the 3080 model, or even like a 4080 model or whatever. Like it's almost like in order to compete with that, you had to buy the high end AMD. But their newer ones, again, it's getting better. It has got closer the gap, but at the end of the day, I still think for performance, you're right. Nvidia, it's still the winner. I feel like when you look at a price performance, I think that's where AMD is better, because you could get something that's still reasonably good, right, performance wise, um, at a cheaper price. Man, maybe it's $200-300 cheaper, right, than Nvidia. So, so let's see. Fun fact: a 4080 GPU costs like 8 months salary where I live at. I laugh every time I see a shop online and I have close to zero sales because it's just so affordable to the average gamer. Damn. So even over there, it's not priced to the market. It's still like the same price of what you would pay over here. It's not adjusted. I guess what I meant, right, for the market around there. Um, the 4070 at Micro Center here is about 540. That sounds about right. It's kind of what I'm showing here. It's about the 5-600 range, so it's within that range. Nvidia would wipe AMD out of the competition if they just added more VRAM and stop. Dude, the whole 8 gigabit VRAM stupid, man. Like to me, I don't understand that, man. I really don't understand why they would do that. It's a waste. I feel like it's a waste. It's a waste of a component at that point, man. It really is. It makes no sense, man. I don't understand why you even come out with a GPU for that. Because at that point, might as well get you a, I don't know, like get you a previous generation, right? Go back and get you a like a 3070. Ti or whatever. I guess, I mean, I don't know what those are going for. I don't see that here, but or something, man. You could get some. You could get a previous model, maybe a 3060 Ti, or that will be more, better performance than the 4050 Ti with, or the 4050 model, which is, I think it's stupid, man. I don't understand why that's the case. It's the 160% of the U.S. price, so actually costs more than the U.S. Damn, yeah, that's kind of expensive. So let's. I'm gonna do this, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold off on getting the GPU. I'm gonna buy everything else. I have a 3070 Ti, so I'm gonna we'll test it out with the 3070 Ti, and then I want to see what we'll see what kind of benchmarks we get off of that, and then maybe I just use that. Again, the goal here is trying to be a mid range um, PC build anyway. So when they're trying to be high end, 3070 Ti, I think that's mid range, and I think it's actually solid mid range at that, right? So I think it's not like I think if it was 30, like a 4060 or a 3060, it would be kind of more, maybe slightly below mid range. But man, 3070 Ti, I think that's actually maybe a few notches above average than, mid range. So I think that would actually, do the job for what it's trying to do with this build. So that would probably be the only thing um, that may be used, I guess. But I think it's fine. I'm not. I mean, I could put some use to it. Put it that way, and actually save me some money too as well. So I'm gonna do that, man. I'm going to let me go back to what I have. So I have everything, dude. I got the case, got the power supply. Let me see how much power the 3070 Ti. 3070 Ti power usage. So I want to see how much power it's using. So it uses almost 300 watts. So I'm just gonna it's uses 290 watts. I'm gonna just round it up to 300. So right now the estimate of power that we're using for everything that we have here, we're at about 190. 190 plus, let's say, the 300 watts that AMD the 3070 Ti is gonna take. So that puts us at around little under 500 watts. So we actually got some room to spare. The power supply I have is a 750 watt gold. So yeah, I think we'll be nice. So that'll give some wiggle room, obviously, for upgrades in the future. If one does get another GPU or something that requires more power, that there'll be enough power there to be able to supply for that GPU. So let me see. 3070 Ti, you can run 1440p no issue. 3060 Ti runs better than 4060 for less the same price. Um, so no, and here's the thing, and I'm with you, right? So that's why I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and this build, instead of buying a GPU, I'm gonna use the GPU that I have. I have a 3070 Ti. And again, because the purpose here is to build a mid-range PC system, I think that fits that. If anything, I think it's going to be slightly above mid-range, right? That's my opinion. But I think the performance we're going to get out of this is going to be slightly above mid-range, because you're right. I think we are going to be able to perform 1440p on some games, get some pretty decent frames. Maybe some games we got to adjust the settings. Obviously, can't be high. Maybe they have to be medium. But nevertheless, we'll be able to get some solid frames with the 3070 Ti, instead of trying to go, save a little bit of money and maybe go with like a 4060 as an example, or 4060 Ti. I think the 3070 Ti would give us what we need to be able to hit some potential, some good 1440p gaming on some games, right? And then we'll see what kind of games can we actually do. I feel like the 4 Gen for Nvidia is the most useless Ever don't care about us no more. They get rich from AI, dude. They're getting like stupid rich right now off of AI. I will tell you that right now. Um, there is some performance increase, obviously, with the 40 series. Um, but in some cases, though, you see a pretty decent jump. Like you're dealing with like the 4090 as an example. But that's the thing, though, right? I think the insult is they come out with like a 4050, which I think is stupid, man. Like to me, it makes no sense. Why even do that? It would have been better to just come out with like a 4060 Super or something like that, right? And make it where it's worth it, where it's like obviously better than a 4060 Ti, and but give you some decent power where you could do some 1440p gaming, like solid gaming on that, and have it priced reasonably as well. But dude, they they know they're getting stupid rich. um on top of that, they're pushing it hard, and they're going to keep pushing it hard until obviously they can't no more. um and it's and again, man, so there was an interview with Jensen Wong came out, and he was talking. He's the CEO, right, at Nvidia. So he was talking about the future, right, the future of AI. Keep in mind, he's a hardware guy. I'm not saying he doesn't know nothing about programming, nothing like that. Maybe he knows to some extent, but obviously, his company, it's a hardware company. When at the end of the day, they deal with the chipsets and so forth. But either way, he was pushing very much about how nobody should learn programming. Like that was his focus. Like nobody should learn programming. Everybody should know AI, like prompt AI, to be able to know how to use AI in your everyday day-to-day life. And keep in mind, this is a problem I have, right? My problem with that is he's telling everybody that because obviously he is going to benefit him. When I say him, his company Nvidia, right, the company Nvidia, they're going to benefit from that if everybody decides to, like, hey, you know what, I don't want to forget learning how to program. I'm just going to learn how to prompt AI and do that because that's the future. And here's the thing, there is a future to that. I'm not trying to say there's not. There is a future when it comes to AI and AI prompting, all of that. So I don't want to be naive and think there's not, because there is, and there's going to be a good market for that. But he's pushing that because he knows if I get more and more people to forget about, I don't know, like forget, don't even spend time or even learn how to code, like learn this, because now you're going to be dependent and focused on learning AI prompting. What does that mean? That means Nvidia sales go through the roof because they're going to need to use more, their chipsets, more power of they're going to be needed for these models, the AI models to run. Again, which just means their valuation goes even higher. So again, I understand that there's benefit to AI prompting and all that. Like I'm not trying to be dumb about that. Like there's a need for that. There is some, but when you start coming down and saying, hey, you know, forget this, don't learn that no more. Like you don't need to learn that. Just learn this. But it's like for his own, like if people were to follow blindly and do that completely as a society, like dude, you're talking about, all right, you're not gonna have future software developers, and now everything will be dependent on AI. Which, you know what that means? That means this his $1 trillion company gonna be worth even multi-trillion dollars in the future. And I don't know, man. I just it's I'm just it's crazy. I feel like the, let's see, 2 trillion market cap. It's crazy, dude. 2 trillion. You're right, man. It is 2 trillion. Um, feel like this Gen guy. The 4050 is still unaffordable where I live. Most people still go for 3060, 3070. I wouldn't get a 4050, dude. Even if it was available at an affordable amount, I wouldn't get it. I would lean towards a 3060 Ti if possible, and a 3070. That's kind of where I would lean towards. If you're gonna pick one, I wouldn't even mess with the 4050 at all. Like I wouldn't even take it if somebody gave it to me. Like I take that as a slap in the face. Like, dude, really, you giving me this? Like you giving me this crap? Like, nope. Like I wouldn't even accept it, man. Um, why not learn? No, no. So you're right, man. What I'm saying is I'm a programmer, but I've been expanding my knowledge on AI prompting and learning, even some to kind of some back end models with AI and stuff like that. I'm with you. I think people should learn both, right? There's a benefit, like for me being a programmer, to learn both, to learn how to use AI and AI prompting and use it in my workflow, like use it part of my tools, right? As a software developer, use it in part of my workflow. So I'm a fan of using both. In the same time, though, I don't think I would tell people, hey, future generation, like none of y'all should learn how to program or should become programmers. Forget that, because that's a dead career. Don't do that no more. Y'all should just focus strictly on AI prompting. That's the vibe that I got in his interview that he had. Like he's pushing hard for telling people don't even bother learning how to program. Like programming is stupid. Programming is gonna be non-existent and it's done. And again, I not naive of the fact that I think when AI gets better, it is gonna help on certain areas, and it is gonna potentially even eliminate certain, let's say, jobs, right, when it comes to software developing, as an example. But I don't see it anytime soon eliminating the complex stuff that deal with software developing. There's a lot of complex stuff that's involved. That stuff I don't see it going away anytime soon. The easy stuff I do. I can see that in the next year or two, where you could have some automation stuff, some AI stuff, obviously that could get automated to um handle that, or to come up with those aspects, like certain scripts to do some basic tasks that maybe that's needed that AI could do, right? Basic stuff could be like networking stuff, where hey, write a script to clean up these network folders and files that are older than 5 years. Go ahead and just delete them and trash them. Anything that's maybe X amount of years older, go ahead and move them to the archive folder, send them on to the S3 bucket perhaps for storage, stuff like that, right? That's all stuff that a lot of companies have to deal with from a maintenance standpoint, but it's very tedious stuff, and it's stuff that most people don't want to do anyways. That those are the stuff that I could see AI taking over and doing, in the next year or two, with no issues, I think. But the complex stuff, that's where I don't see that happening anytime soon. The stuff that's more complicated. Programmers will never be replaced by AI. They will be replaced by other programmers that use AI. Exactly. And that's where I think both of them will come in handy, man. I'm with you 1% on that, man. I'm with you 100% with that. You, as a programmer, I think you are foolish not to learn AI to some degree, right? To some degree, to learn AI. And because I do think it would help you out in your career, and as you use it, it'll speed up your productivity. You'll be able to get things done faster, maybe get things done more automated. That's stuff that can be done that's automated through AI, which ultimately allows you to work on other stuff. And again, it does make you look good as well from the developer standpoint, because you're getting things done at the end of the day, right? So do you think AI could eventually get to a point where it's crazy, kind of like I Robot, where they just start taking over and they start thinking for themselves, type deal? My thing though, man, whenever I kind of start digging into a little bit on AI, or kind of hearing people, like some of the creators, like that are creating these models and creating all this stuff, the one thing that comes up a lot is black box. And they're like, dude, so we created this this model that learns, right? So as you're feeding, as you give it input, you give it data, it's learning on its own. And then the piece that becomes very, again, black box. And again, anybody who, if you're not familiar with that term, black box is anything that comes in, you have no idea how things get done, but things get done somehow and it comes out the other side correctly, properly, right? It's a black box. It's like magic. Stuff goes in, stuff gets done, whatever that stuff is, then it comes out the way it's supposed to come out. But nobody really knows how that happens. That's like the terminology, what's considered black box. And And that exists today. Um, I some years back I worked at this company called XPO, and I worked on the department where we did integration with Verizon. So Verizon was one of their customers, XPO's customers, and they XPO handle all of Verizon's reverse logistics. So I wasn't part of the department. This is like in the IT department, but I was a part of the department where we had to integrate with Verizon's their system. So they would give us data through SOAP transmissions. Again, SOAP is not to go too much detail, but pretty much there's different ways to integrate. SOAP is very archaic technology, not like a RESTful API. But either way, we communicate to that method. And I remember we had this meeting with Verizon, like some of the not executives or nothing like that, but they were like part of people that were somewhat semi high up, but in that project, with that environment. We had a meeting. It was a big meeting. We were there for a couple of hours, and but either way, we had a meeting. We were talking, and their IT guy came into the meeting, and they were asking about. They were like, "Hey, so how does this process works? Like, so we see that we receive the data from XPO, and then it gets processed, but we don't understand like why we got these results." And then the IT, that's when the IT mentions, "Man, it goes through our black box." And of course, people ask, "Well, what is that? What does that mean?" Black box is like magic. It goes in, we don't know how the hell things get done, but they do, and then it comes out. And again, keep in mind this was a couple of years back. Like this was way before AI was like as big as as what it is now. Um, type deal. This was probably when was this? This would have been 2017. So what are we now? 2024. So about 7 years ago, maybe around there. It was like 7 years ago. And so, but yeah, it was like, dude, nobody had a clue. They just know like, hey, things work. But I don't like that crap, man. Like as a software developer, I do not like knowing that hey, if something breaks and now the business is asking like, hey, why is this broken? I'm like, I don't know. It went to the black box and it came out effed up. I have no idea why. Like, dude, I don't like that crap at all. Like, yeah, man. I don't know, man. Something about that I just do not like. Um, Let me see. Yeah, something like that. AI is compounding by a factor of 10 every 6 months. If going at that current rate, AI will be 1 billion times what it currently is. And dude, and that's the thing that's crazy, man. The the growth of technology, man. Like just look at technology in the last 10, 15 years, man. When you look at everything, how things have expanded, like things are getting um even though I know with inflation and everything, it may not feel like things are cheap or getting cheaper. But look at what you're getting even today, man. The power of the CPU, the power of like, dude, the CPU that I have right here, through $329, right? Keep in mind that power though CPU. If you go back and try to buy something equivalent 10 years ago, it was way more slower, dude. It wasn't in gigs. You probably, I don't know. I'm trying to think. 10 years ago, maybe you're just still in the megahertz frame, or maybe you're like 1 gig or something like that. Maybe not too far back, but you're very very the power that you get. I mean, you are in gigs, I guess, but you're like in 1.5, 1.8 gigs. We're like 4 times that, and on top of that, not even the hertz, but the transistor side is a lot smaller. You get a lot more transistors. The speed, it's not like the performance is only 4 times better or whatever. It's really dude, it's like 40, 100 times, even more, 400 times better, faster than what it was 10 years ago. But when you look at the price and compare the price, it's not like the price costs the same either. It's not like we're paying 500 times more of the price for that performance. It's actually cheaper when you look at it. So technology is getting faster. How you mentioned with the AI models, dude, they're getting, you know, they're the intelligence behind it is just growing by the day, dude, by the day. And as technology, like again, CPUs and the chipsets and all that become even more powerful, more cheaper, and the list goes on. Like when I say cheaper, n- not counting inflation, and not, but looking at it from a cost of performance, it's actually getting cheaper because performance is getting super fast across the board with everything. Dude, we're like way. It's changing so damn quick. But the one thing I would say, man, there's some things that just I think society is not. It is gonna slow things down. I mean, just think about it for a minute, man. Look how much we have. Like, let's kind of an example. Let's stick with self-driving cars, right? That's not new. That has been done for some years now. Now, at the same time, though, is I feel like there's this slowage though on pushing self-driving cars because there've been a few accidents, right? Technology needs to get better fine-tuned and so forth. But at the end of the day, though, when you really look at the stats, when you compare accidents compared to self-driving cars, compared to let's say normal humans are having way more accidents on a per capita basis of of self-driving cars. But society just not going to allow that to happen either, right? Society will slow things down to some degree. Some things is gonna go, it's gonna move regardless what society thinks. AI is one of them. I feel like for sure, but I do think you're gonna have some things that is gonna slow it down. I'm gonna give you a good example. One thing where I feel AI is growing super fast, but the one thing I do see happening the next 2 years maybe that's gonna I feel gonna slow down AI. It's like gonna slow it down. It's going to be as all of these models, right? All the data that's feeding AI. Let's say Open AI to be precise, they're getting their data from somewhere. And if they're getting their data from web scraping or other sources, right? Some sources they're not revealing completely yet, but let's just say they're getting when it comes to like video generation AI, where you could prompt it and generates videos and stuff like that. If they're getting some of their context, their models to run their data with, I don't know, YouTube as an example, which has so much videos out there and so on. And I think they are, man. I think they are. There was this interview that the CTO for OpenAI, they were hesitant to answer on where they're getting their video data from. And the interviewer actually asked, "Are you getting it from YouTube?" And they kind of hesitated and try to divert the question. And again, so my assumption is that either she doesn't know, which is stupid. She's a CTO, she should know, or she knows they're getting data from sources that they did not ask permissions for. And because AI is growing so quick, a lot of the rules you want to call it or the laws or whatever haven't been in place to is that copyright infringement? Is that what it is? I don't know, right? But I mean, again, I'm pretty sure that things, and because this is a business that's going to be, it's making billions and billions, and most likely AI is going to be $1 trillion industry, in the future, multi-trillion-dollar industry in the future. You're going to have lawsuits. You're going to have people, whether it be YouTube or whatever, uh, that's going to start probably suing OpenAI or other competitors on like we're suing because they're taking our data, right? Our data being YouTube videos or whatever else, right? Assuming that they are, right? Assuming that they are, and that's where I could see lawsuits coming up, and even if they don't win, but that I could see where they're going to be rules being implemented, like hey, you cannot just use pull data for your models from sources that you didn't get approval for, right? Like YouTube or whatever. And then now you're gonna have a slippery slope of okay, you got to get data to feed your models. Where do you get it from? And you can't just grab it from anywhere because now you may need permission because you don't want to get sued. Especially if you're like $1 trillion company, you're gonna have even more people coming for you because you're gonna again it's gonna be people gonna look at it like, hey, payday, right? If they are stealing my data, sue them. If I win, boom, I get paid. I'm gonna get billions of dollars from that lawsuit. Let's see, dude. I'm actually kind of behind. My bad. Black box for companies. You keep your trade secrets. No one will copy you if they don't know what it is. Dude, that's exactly what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. Like, hey, it gets the job done. We don't know what the hell it's doing, but it's doing it. So it's exactly what it's doing, man. That's exactly what it's doing. Um, AGR is going to come here faster than most people think. Even some say that they are already here, just not publicly disclosed. Um, and again, dude, man, everything's going so fast, man. Like, really is so fast. But I do think, man, like I think what's gonna some of the stuff is gonna slow down, and not because technology has nothing to do with that. It's gonna be because things are gonna get established. You know, kind of a good example like crypto, dude. Put it this way: crypto for years was just very wild west. You want to call it, right? There was no rules, like you could sell crypto. There was no rules with the IRS on you got to pay taxes on that. It was none of that, right? So tech, in theory, right? In theory, you could have back like 5, 10 years ago, you could have crypto, you could sell it, made thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's fine because IRS, the government doesn't know that that crypto wallet belongs to you and that you made $1 million as an example, which means you don't pay no taxes on those gains. But eventually, right, it gets to the point where it just becomes so big. There's like billions and billions of dollars involved. The government starts to get involved, right? They start putting some regulation, start putting rules, right? You got to pay taxes on it now. Now you got to start getting agencies involved where they could trace back, transactions and wallets. And even though it's supposed to be decentralized, but they were still able to link in some cases who these transactions and sales belong to. And again, that's where I think it's advancing so much. And you're right, man. It's like I think if nobody gets in its way, it is going to be in the next 5 years. It will be completely different than what it is today. Completely different, man. I think it will be 5 years from now if nobody slows it down. But I think it is going to get slowed down. I do think governments will get involved, right? Copyright, infringements, lawsuits are going to slow it down. People are going to want to know, just like the way they're asking now with OpenAI, when they asked the CTO, they asked her, well, where are you getting your data to feed your models? You get it from YouTube? And she hesitated, and she like the verdict to try not to answer that question, which makes me assume that either A, she doesn't know, which is not good if she doesn't know, or B, she knows where it's coming from, and she knows that it's coming from YouTube, being probably the most source, right, with the most videos of all kinds of videos that exist. Um, but you start going down that slippery slope. And she said, yeah, we're getting it from YouTube. Boom, that's where YouTube could come in and be like, hey, don't be getting our data, right? Don't be taking our footage. We didn't give you permission to broadcast our property that we own because YouTube owns it, right? At the end of the day, to broadcast that in to your models, right? Feed it to your models. But again, all of that's great. Like, well, what's the rules on that? Can you not do that? I don't know, right? Like, I don't know that there are actually rules there today to regulate that. Which means if there is really no rules there, okay, probably they can do that. But what happens 2 years from now where they do create rules, and now there is regulation where like, hey, OpenAI or other companies like, hey, you can't just be going out taking data from any source that you like without permission, right? You need permission type deal, and that's where I think it's gonna slow things down a little bit. Um, let's see. You can do that in. Let's see. I want to make a robot that just plays. Can I pet my dog? Every time my dog goes by? You could do that 10-minute Raspberry Pi. Yeah, you could do the Raspberry Pi. Put a little sensor camera on there. I guess it would have to be camera. It can't be a sensor, but it would have to be a camera to know that, hey, this is a dog detected. And then from there, send out some kind of transmission to probably integrate it with something, right? Depends if you want some kind of alert on your Twitch. Probably do something like streamer bot. Probably one something you probably could get that installed and integrated with that maybe. Um, that's literally all you need. That would be funny. Some dude built a plant hydration detection that makes the plant scream when it's thirsty. Hey, that's actually pretty cool, man. I gotta say, that's actually pretty cool. Give it to me, give it. Oh, damn, man. Hey, man. So, are you a programmer? Do you have a programming background, or what's your background, man? It seems like you have some tech knowledge for sure. I'm just not sure if you're like a hardware guy, a software guy, maybe both. You know a little bit of both. All right, guys. So with these PC parts, we're gonna go with this, guys. We're gonna go with this. I'm not gonna put a GPU in it for now. I do have a 3070 Ti that I'll use, and I may just include that in there, man. We'll do some benchmarks. Everything's fine. I'll keep it. Worst case scenario, I'll buy one. I'll buy a GPU later. But I think for now, I'll stick with the 3070 Ti. We'll test some things out. Again, the build's gonna be solid, dude. Even with the 3070 Ti, whoever wins this, they're gonna get some good, without a doubt, very good 1080p, and even some, I think, decent to solid 1440p gaming. So at the end of the day, man, I think that would be good. Bray KL, what's up, man? What's up? What's up, dude? Let me see. Final year comp sci. Okay, nice, dude. That's what it is. So I knew you have some kind of background, man. I could tell you seem pretty knowledgeable of the stuff you're talking about. So I knew you had something. Incoming raid. Oh, Brad KO with the raid. Do you appreciate it, man? Thanks for the raid, man. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it, man. With pretty much, this is a part one PC build, guys. We're actually 21 with the raid, dude. Brad KO with the raid. Nice, man. I appreciate the raid, man. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, man, it's PC build part one. I'm getting all the components. So anybody who's a new guy joining the stream, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm going to be building a computer, but I gotta buy the parts first, right? So that's what we're doing, man. We went through, we picked all the parts. We got the AMD Ryzen GPU. This is a new one that just came out in February. We have our AIO. We have our motherboard, our 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, our case, power supply. Pretty much, we got everything that we need, man. We got everything that we need. Um, so yeah, man, this PC build. I'm gonna be building it on April 12th. April 12th, which is a week before my giveaway, guys. I have a giveaway on April 19th, which I think, if I remember, Red KL, that's your birthday, right? April 19th, man. That's your birthday, if I recall. I want to say you mentioned, if I remember correctly, man, you mentioned that is going to be your birthday. Um, but yeah, man. So, but I'm going to be building this PC on April 12th, which is not your birthday. At least I don't think it's your birthday. Yes, it is. Yep, yep. I do remember, man. So on April 12th, I'm building the computer when I get all the components. April 12th. April 19th, I'm doing the giveaway. Not this PC. I'm not giving away this PC yet, but I am doing a giveaway. The giveaway that I'm doing is we're gonna be doing a few things, man. We're gonna be supporting streamers. So we're gonna be gifting subs to streamers, some biddies, stuff like that. But I'm also gonna be giving away some Amazon gift cards. But I also gonna be giving away 4 main prizes. In order to obviously participate, you do gotta be a subscriber, get your name entered in. But yeah, man, winner picks a prize, right? Keyboard, mouse, or $100 Amazon gift card. So we'll be doing 4 of these on that April 19th giveaway. But the PC that we're going to build, guys, the PC that we're going to build on April 12th, I'm going to be giving away that PC in summertime in July. So be on the lookout for that. How can to know how to participate in that giveaway? But that giveaway is happening April. My bad. That PC giveaway is going to be happening in July. I'm not sure what date yet, but it's going to be a July summer giveaway, man. So I will let everybody know on April 12th how to participate, right? We're gonna build the computer, and as we build it, I want to let y'all know how you could get your name entered into that giveaway, right? To the PC giveaway, and be able to try to win it, right? Try to win the PC. The PC gonna be solid, dude. It's gonna be a mid. I'm gonna say actually higher than mid. It'll be slightly above mid-range gaming PC. So you're gonna be able to game on 1080p, no problem. You're gonna be able to game on 1440p as well. So it's gonna be a nice, solid build to be able to pretty much game without any issue. And I'll also probably even be able to stream Endgame without any issue as well. But yeah, man, that's what's to come, man. That's coming. Um, in in July, but I'm gonna build this PC in April 12, guys. So if y'all want to stop by, you have questions about PC builds, obviously, man, stop by, be able to answer any questions y'all have, and kind of go from there. Nice. That's awesome. Let's go. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's dude. Again, dude. If y'all need anybody who's interested, obviously, man, stop by the PC build stream, and I will give you some insight on how to participate in that giveaway. Right? How to get your name entered into that main giveaway list, and try to win that main prize, which is gonna happen in July, sometime in July. So that's what's to come, man. So we have our list, man. We have everything. What I don't have on here is the GPU because I'm gonna be using a GPU that I already have. I have a 3070 Ti, so that's what I'm gonna snap on here, and that honestly should be more than enough to do what we need to do. Let's see. Buy from Amazon. Uh, so let's see. Does it take me to Amazon or what is it doing? The following item. Okay, so this will have to be Newegg, and that's fine. And then the rest will be Amazon. Cool. All right. Cool. Nope. That would work. I would do that. So, all right, man. So we got all the components, guys. Y'all can see. I'm gonna go ahead and make the purchase. Once I get off the stream, pretty sure all the parts will be here for sure by 2 weeks from now. So in 2 weeks, guys, April 12th, we're gonna be building this computer. I actually need to buy. I do need to buy something. I need to buy a table. I don't have a table, man. I don't have a table to actually build it on. So I need to buy a table so I could actually put, do my build properly. So I need to order that. I need to buy me a table for that. And then I think I'm good, man. I think I'm good. And then we'll obviously I'll be able to live stream everything. Um, but yeah, guys, man, that's it, man. That is it. That's all I have for the stream. Again, part one of the PC build stream. The next part is going to be in April 12th, man. So again, if you're interested in PC build stream, stop by. I'm going to be building it, and again, dude, I just thought about it. So that day is Friday. Friday is tequila night. So I'm gonna be drinking some tequila. That's my drink of choice. Hopefully the PC still comes out good. Hopefully I don't plug something where it doesn't belong. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So either way, guys, man, like always, man, thanks for um stopping by the stream. Again, tomorrow I am going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow's tequila night. Gonna be drinking some tequila. We're gonna be playing some COD. So I'm gonna try to rank up in COD. Stop by. You want to chill for that. And then again, guys, be on the lookout on April 19th because April 19th is giveaway stream. We're gonna be gifting subs to support other streamers. We're gonna be gifting some biddies. We're gonna be gifting Amazon gift cards for the viewers, and then also we got 4 main giveaways, guys. 4 main giveaways on April 19th. Stop by and see if you can try to win one of these prizes. So again, guys, man, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, man. Y'all take care, and yeah, man, I will talk to y'all guys next time. Peace.